Today, we're jumping into a pretty controversial idea from psychologist Dr. Orion Taba. He calls it the high-value woman trap. So, is this a genuinely helpful way to look at modern dating, or is it something a little more complicated? Let's break it down.
So let's start with the big question. What exactly is this so-called trap? Well, according to Dr. Orion Taba, it's a pattern he's seen over and over again with his clients, and it's a very specific scenario he's describing.
He calls it the trap, and it's not about just anyone. It's really zeroed in on a particular kind of successful woman who finds herself facing a very unique problem in today's dating world.
Okay, so here's the definition in a nutshell. We're talking about a successful woman, usually in her 30s, who feels like the clock is ticking to start a family, and she's not looking to build from the ground up with an equal partner. Nope. She's aiming for a guy who's already at the top of his game. The core problem, according to this theory, her sales pitch just isn't landing.
So why isn't it landing if she's so successful and has so much to offer? What's the disconnect? To explain this, Dr. Taba uses a really interesting role play where he pretends to be that high-value man, and we get to hear why the common offers just fall flat.
First up, she offers her intelligence and her support. Now, sounds like a great deal, right? But from the perspective of a man who can literally hire a team of experts for anything, he's already outsourced that. He has professionals for advice and support, so as valuable as that is, it's not something only she can provide.
All right, next offer, I can give you children. This seems like a slam dunk, a huge bargaining chip. But from his point of view, that offer immediately comes with a big follow-up question. Are you offering to be a full-time mom, or am I going to be paying for a nanny so you can keep your career going? The terms suddenly get very important.
And then there's the offer of a 50-50 partnership. The argument here is that logically, this offer kind of works against her goal. I mean, if you want a true 50-50 partnership, it makes the most sense to partner up with a financial peer. Asking for an equal partnership with a guy who makes, say, 10 times what you do is, well, in this framework, it's a contradiction.
So, if the standard offers aren't cutting it, what does work? This is where Dr. Taba's analysis really pivots. He lays out what he claims a high-value man actually wants, things he can't just easily buy or outsource.
And here they are, what he calls the 3 marketable offerings. First, consistent, fantastic sex. Second, not just having children, but actually taking the lead on raising them. And third, a quality he calls obedient agreeableness. Basically a personality that just makes his life smoother, easier, and more pleasant.
Now, as you can imagine, that third point, obedient agreeableness, that's the one that gets a lot of pushback. The immediate reaction, which he anticipates, is basically, whoa, wait a minute, that just sounds like being a maid. That's low-value labor, and it's completely beneath me.
Okay, so to counter that low-value argument, Dr. Taba uses this really vivid analogy. It involves a super high-end restaurant, and it's designed to completely reframe the whole conversation about value.
Just imagine you walk into the fanciest restaurant on the planet. You sit down, you ask for a simple glass of water, and the waiter scoffs at you. Water? Oh, no, monsieur, we are far too high-end for that. It sounds absurd, right? You'd expect them to do the basics, but just do them better than anyone else.
And that is the absolute core of his point. What makes something a high-value experience isn't about what it leaves out. It's that it includes everything, but it perfects even the simplest things. No great restaurant is too good to serve water. The best places don't just slosh some tap water in a glass. They present it with flair on a silver tray, maybe with some artisanal ice, and they turn a simple act into a luxury experience. The idea here is that agreeableness and managing a home can be seen in the exact same way, not as chores, but as the curated, high-end management of a lifestyle. So then, Dr. Taba anticipates the next objection, but that's all just so much work. He argues that, look, with modern tech, robot vacuums, dishwashers, grocery delivery, the actual time it takes to do this so-called low-value stuff is minimal. He claims it's like 2 hours a month. So if it's not really about the labor, he says, then the resistance must be about something else, ego, the unwillingness to be seen doing those tasks.
So all of this thinking leads to what's presented as a very clear, almost black and white choice for a woman who finds herself in this exact situation.
And this is the choice right here. Path 1 is the dark horse. Find a guy who's at your same professional and financial level and build an empire together, totally 50-50. Path 2 is the high-value man. Go for the guy who's already built his empire, but, and this is the key, you have to provide the kind of value he is looking for, on his terms.
It all boils down to this one simple marketing principle. You can believe with all your heart that you're offering the best milk in the entire world. But if the cat, your target customer, doesn't want it, your opinion is, frankly, irrelevant. In this model, value is always determined by the buyer.
And so, Dr. Taba's whole framework leaves us with this final, really provocative question. Is this a brutally honest, strategic guide for women who want a certain kind of life? Or is it just a modern, corporate-sounding rebranding of very traditional gender roles, asking successful women to trade their power in the boardroom for a more domestic kind of service? It's a tough one to chew on.